Hello everyone. In this lecture we will learn about Pandas library. You can open Google and just search Pandas, and here you can see in Wikipedia Pandas is a software library written for the Python programming language. It's very popular for the data manipulation and analysis. So here is the official website. Open it. You can see here pandas.pydata.org. This is the official website. Now let's see how to install this. Now, if you have Anaconda installation, so this is the package management. So you can see here, you can even search this one and see here. This is the documentation. This is the official website. So it's a package dependency and environment management for any language, usually Python, R, Ruby, all these languages. Okay, so it's a package management system, and if you have installed this one, then this is the command. With the help of pip command also we can install. Scroll down and here you can see pip install pandas. So open command line prompt and you can type this command, it will install. This will install the pandas globally. Now I'm looking only for my project, on this particular project. So how to do that? Go to file, settings, project interpreter, and click here plus and search it. This one, and install it. And installation is done. Now let's import. Pandas, and I'll rename to PD. That is what most of the people do. Shortcut, short name. Okay. Now we need other packages as well, but I'll not install it. So what we will do, we'll run this, and if whenever there is an error, we'll try to understand the error, then according to that we will install. Because anyway, it's just an introduction, so you should get familiar with all the different types of error we can face, and according to that we will solve. Like if there is a Excel, when you write to the Excel sheet, so we need one more package. So we'll figure out which package is required, and then according to that we will install. I have installed here pandas, and NumPy and Matplotlib is already there. Now let's see the functions here. So you can see there are different functions. There are so many functions, and I'm looking for reading. So let's see the read function. Read and underscore. Now see, we can read Excel file, we can read from the clipboard, we can read from CSV file, and so many options are there. Even HTML, JSON, and SQL database. So I'll show you how to read an Excel sheet. I have already copied here one Excel file. This file, same file, I have attached in the lecture also. So you can download this Excel file, and if you have your own Excel file, you can use it. So let's read this Excel file. So where you have to keep, I'll show you. You can open, right click here and show in Explorer. So this will open the project, and see here. You can keep the file here. Remember, this can be present in any location. It can be in D drive or anywhere. You have to give the proper path here when you read it. Now let's read this. So I'll give here. It will create, when you read the file, it will create a data frame. So let's give here data frame, df shortcut, and using this PD we will read Excel file, specify the name. So now this is interesting. Here you can see there are different arguments. sheet name. So we can pass the particular sheet name. See that int header, name, index, use column. There are multiple options here. Skip footer, convert. Because this library contains thousands of functions, it's a very huge library, and we will get only the introduction part, but that is a good start to learn this data science. So we can explore these things. We'll cover few things. Now let's give the name here, store.xls. So exactly same path here, or name of the file. Now I'll print this data frame. So what is a data frame here? It will read the file and it will create a frame, data frame here, and that I'm going to print. Now I can apply some functions on this data frame. So first let's print and check. Right click and run this, and see here the first error. So the first error is, you can see it is saying import error, and this XLRD package is required. So let's copy this and install this. So you know how to install. You can go here in the setting, project interpreter, search. So you can see this is library for developer to extract data from Microsoft Excel. I'll install it. It's installed, and okay. Now you can go to Google and just search it, and in this website also, from this website also you can see the pip command, pypi. So you can install this globally. Okay, so this is required. Now let's go to the project. Now run this again. And you can see there is no error, and I'm able to read the Excel file. Yeah. One thing you can note down here, it will read here. So how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So few columns are there. Okay, because here it will not display everything. I'm just printing it because I'm just printing. So in PyCharm it will not print by default all these rows and column. We can perform some operation and find the result that we can store in the variable. We can use it. But here when it comes to the print part, you can use, if you want to see that, you can use Jupyter Notebook. So here you can see only few rows and column it will read. But anyway, we are not just printing. Sorry, not read. We are not just going to print all these things every time. This is just to test it and see that number of rows and column. So this way we can read Excel file. Now let me open this Excel file. Again, show in Explorer. Open it and see here. This Excel file contains different sheets. See there, returns, people. Now let me read this. So how to read? What is the name of the sheet here? People. Now go back to the program. Here we can specify the another parameter, sheet name, and what is the sheet name here? It's a people. So we can specify which sheet I want to read. Let's run this. And see here, person, reason, and this is the index value, of course. Now the common issue with this kind of Excel sheet is, let me insert one more row here, or maybe 2 rows, and I'll merge it data file. Okay, now you can see here, this is, I'll save it, this is my sheet, data file, and one row is empty. Then you can see the header and the names. Now if I read now, so you can see how it is reading. Data file unnamed and not a number, because these are empty cells. But I want to read from this part, right? So here we can pass one more parameter, just skip rows. How many rows I want to skip? 2. So 1, 2. Let's run this again. And you can see this time it will skip first 2 rows and read it. All right. Let's see this. Now here, let me read this particular sheet here. It's a returns. I'll change this returns, and skip row. I'll not skip any row, so I can remove this parameter. Returns. So I just want to show you one more option here. So there are 296 rows and 2 columns. But what if I want to read only few of them? So here we can specify one more parameter, and rows, number of rows. I want to read first 4 rows. Now run this and see here, only 4 rows. So this parameter will specify how many rows we want to read. Now there are another function here. So let me just remove this part, and we can call here head and tail. If I specify head here, let's run this. It will read only few rows from the top, and by default you can see here it is reading 5, excluding the header part. But here we can specify the parameter. I want to read first 10 rows, first 10 record. So you can specify here. See here, first 10 record. Now another function is there. The file tail. Again, it will read the record but from the end. So last 5 records. You can see here, and you can specify how many records. Let's say last 2 records I want to specify this 2 here, and see here last 2 records. Very useful function. Now let's see how to read from the clipboard. So Google average temperature of world countries. You can see this Wikipedia. Open it, and let's copy some record here. So I'll copy, select this part. Okay, so you can see my selection here. Just select this country and the average yearly temperature, and then you can copy it. Right click and copy. Now when you copy, it will be there in your clipboard. Now how to read that, this data frame? Let's remove this part. I'll comment this part. Now I'll create data frame. Okay, let's say temperature data frame, and then read clipboard. Let's print this temperature data frame. Because it is there in the memory from the clipboard, it will read and create a data frame, and then we can print it. Let's run this and see here. The countries, name of the country, and average yearly temperature. Same thing. This can be done on the Excel sheet also. So let's go here, and let me just copy this part. Let's copy this, Control C. And now if I run this, it will print that part here, which I copied. So you can read from Excel sheet, you can read from clipboard. Third option is we can read from CSV file. Let's do one thing. I'll just copy this part and I'll create a new Excel sheet. I'll just paste here. This is the data, and I'll save. When you save it, you can see here save as. Let me save it. So you can see here CSV format. So it's a comma separated values. Now I'll save it. Let me give a name here. Store 1, and I'll save. Then I'll keep this file in my project. Now let's read this. Again, I'll create data frame and read. Okay. This is CSV format, and specify the name here, store1.csv, and let's print it, data frame, and see the values. So this is very common format on internet. You can learn more about this format in Google. CSV format. It's here comma separated values, and most of the companies and most of the data you will get in CSV format only. Alright, now you can see we are able to read Excel file, we can read from the clipboard, and we can read from CSV. You can try another method here. Read HTML from database, from JSON file, and see all the options here. And when we read, we have, you can see here in Excel sheet, we have to specify the name of the sheet, and we can specify how many rows we can skip, head, tail, and so on. So in the next lectures, we will see different functions we can apply on this data frame.